Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brenda Ballard, and as you know, we have been brought here today because our IT management really wants us to look at ways that we can cut costs and cut licensing costs. So we have a few different things that we have been discussing on our team that we could possibly do. One is consolidation. The next is instance stacking. The next is virtualization. Some brief descriptions of those is that consolidation is where we would take the databases that used to live on separate SQL Server instances and merge them into one. There's instance stacking where we install multiple SQL Server instances onto less operating systems. Or there's virtualization where we keep the SQL Server instances separate but merge their OSs onto less hosts by turning them into virtual servers. So those are some things that we're trying to consider today. And I have some material that I've prepared for you, and you should find in your packets as well as I'll show you up here. The first is that we really want to look at statistically what our databases are doing to our resources. And as you look at that diagram number 1, you'll see that 81% of our resources are being gobbled up with monitoring compared to our accounting, our sales, and our inventory. And while we consider monitoring very important, it is not going to be the most important thing that's going on. All of our users need to quickly be able to access their sales and their billing and their inventory information. So that's where I feel like we need to focus the database that we want to figure out what we're going to do with that one the most. Now, I have this testimonial of someone who talked about what they experienced when they did a new instance of SQL Server and the memory limitations they ran into. Initially, when they put it on that, they felt that, okay, everything was running smooth and it was all working great, but as it went along, they discovered that it slowed down and it slowed down and it slowed down, and what they found out is that their SQL Server was pushing the memory buffers out within 10 seconds, when according to Microsoft they need to be holding those buffers for at least 180 seconds. And so what was happening was it just began to clog and clog up. So I don't know that that's the solution we want to go out, because I have concerns after reading that testimonial. I really do think we want to look at getting a standalone server simply for the monitoring. And what I mean by that is when you look at what's going on with our servers, we've got our 3 main servers that currently share SQL across the board and with each other. So, but when you look at the performance of each server, we have our first one and our oldest one, which is running at 90%. It's filling at 90%. It only has 10% capacity left. Then we have our second one, which has got 40% capacity taken up, and our last one, which is at a 5% capacity. So as we look at a standalone server, I think that our best bet would be to consolidate these 2 into one that does not run the monitoring. And we'll leave this one with our monitoring because I think it can handle the capacity of that. So we've got our 3 big servers going on there, and we're going to make them into 2. This one will hold all of our sales, and this one will manage all of the monitoring. It should have no problems or no interference with the others. So that's the solution that our team came up with. And we feel like making the right choice for an organization really requires that we get input from the executive team. And after talking with the executive team, they were in agreement that we want to keep our sales, our inventory, and our accounting databases running fast and smooth. But we don't want to lose monitoring. It's too important. And so we've gotten some approval for budgeting, and we're going to look at getting a standalone server for our monitoring database. Now, if you have any questions or any feedback you'd like to give me, please catch me after the meeting, and we can definitely talk through it. Thank you so much.